LARP stands for live action roleplay. It has been described in many ways. One of my favourites is cross-country pantomime. Very simply put, everybody has a character that they'll play, that they'll sort of inhabit for the time that we're playing the game. And then people such as myself will create scenarios, create stories for them to interact with. So my name's Chris Hoyle. Most people call me Toff. I run a system called Age of Iron. There are many other different LARPs that happen in York. There's loads of LARP that happen all up and down the country. They're all cool too, but this is my patch. This is what I do.
I'm John. I am fairly new to LARP as a thing. I started this year when I joined university.
Is that about it, basically?
That's my entire life story.
That's your entire life story, okay. Mine's a bit more long-winded. I'm Claire. I got into LARP because years and years ago I read an article in Reader's Digest about it, and then my friend Katie went to Durham and started doing it. And I was like, my God, that's that thing I read about. Can I totally come up and do that? That sounds awesome. So I did, and then came to York because it had a LARP society. I could have gone to Loughborough, but I came here instead because there was LARP. And I do it because it's fun and it's awesome, and I get to run around and hit people with swords without getting arrested. It's awesome.
I'm Jay McCubbin.
I'm Ellie Ashworth. I've been LARPing for just over a year now. When I first came to uni, I came across the York Science Fiction Fantasy Society. I thought, well, this is a great way to make new friends, so I started meeting up with them, and then I'd heard of LARP before, but I'd never really considered doing it. But when I tried it out, I just really enjoyed it.
My fiance has been doing LARP for, God, I don't know how long now, and every couple of weeks or every week he would just, oh my God, this happened this week, and oh my God, that happened this week, or whatever. And so when I finally got over here, he went, so you're gonna do the thing, right? And I'm like, yeah, I guess I'm gonna do the thing.
My first LARPing experience, I was part of a creative writing group. Through that I made quite a lot of friends. One of them was a chap called Louis, who was looking for people to help crew, and I ummed and ahed for a long time. But I knew Louis, he was a good friend, and he'd already recruited a few other people that I was also friends with. So I thought, I'll be with my mates, and it's an experience. It'll be, it'll be something I go, well, I've given that a try. So I went out there. I spent an entire weekend soaked to the bone, but I just had a great time because just the atmosphere, just hearing people talk, hearing all these characters like come to life was wonderful.
So, I hear you've been talking shit about his armour.
More to the point, I hear you've been walking onto our land and taking our goats. Yeah, because you were taking our sheep.
It's often joked that your first character is basically you with pointy ears, and that's fair enough. You're learning the ropes, you're finding out what you're comfortable with,
Ready to surrender then, Mr. Knight?
and what sort of things that you enjoy. And then you tend to see as things progress that people who are the quietest, most retiring people in their everyday lives will walk out onto fields like this and bellow and roar. Just seeing little contrasts like that are amazing. People say that I've changed a lot through LARP. Certainly I've probably become more confident through it.
The thing I think I'm getting the most from it is a friend group. Is I just sort of appeared here out of the blue one day and went, hi guys, I'm here now. And everyone's been really great about just sort of folding me into it, accepting me. It's just, oh yep, good, you're one of us now. Excellent, come join the fun. Other than that, it's just fun. So much fun, all the fun in the entire world, twice a week.
I have a group of 30-odd relatively close friends, which I don't actually think many people can say they have quite that many. I get to tell really cool and interesting stories. I get to share my love of fantasy and also sci-fi, because there are some sci-fi LARPs as well. And I actually go out and run around every weekend, and it's a lot of fun.
I think what's good is that you can go into a session of LARP wanting very different things and be guaranteed to come out with what you wanted. So if you just want to have a good time with some friends, you can just have silly conversations. But if you actually want to blow off some steam and scream and shout, you can also do that. I think that's a really good thing to do.
Well, it's the thing of getting different things out of it as well. Is obviously I really like sort of the intense role play and fighting, interacting with people, but other people really get a kick out of writing really extensive downtimes, of doing crafting, of getting, you know, an awesome piece of paper that says they can do awesome things. And, you know, there's no right or wrong way to enjoy it, provided that you're having fun.
I think that's another thing that people really enjoy about LARP. It's exploring different aspects of their own personality, or it's trying to take a step back and trying to see things from a different point of view and exploring everything that can come from that. We as refs provide the little scenarios, the little stories, and we just throw them at each other and see what happens. I imagine that's why a lot of people sort of gravitate towards these kinds of hobbies. Yeah, they just enjoy a good story, and I think LARP's a really fun way of telling that story with lots of other people.
Monstering can be really fun. It's because obviously every Sunday you're only allowed to go on one mission as your character, but then there are usually about 3 or 4 missions. So your character goes on one, but then on the others you play the monsters that will appear on that mission, or the NPCs that appear on that mission.
Other times you get to play NPCs, which is just so much fun. Or sentient creatures that can also be really fun.
I really like monstering. There's so many different things you can do with it. Sometimes you're just a general thing that just has a few hits and is just there to get cut down. But every now and then they throw something at you that is so interesting, and so much thought has to go into it. You have to really get into that character and play it like you're an actual player. And some of the most fun I've ever had on missions has been doing that, when they say, here are some stats you won't even think about getting for a term's worth in one character and a massive brief, and you just go in there and everyone's trying to talk to you and things. It's just really, really exciting to get that.
A lot of players don't see some of the stuff that goes on, because we try our best to make it look like everything's happening organically, but a lot of the time refs will have an overarching plan.
One of the really cool things is this whole thing of, if you're kind of close to death and someone hits you in a way that won't kill you, but it's just so cool, you just let it kill you.
Yeah, when I used to get knocked over and be getting up a lot, and someone would only heal me back up so I was just on my feet, I'd be staggering around holding my guts and be fighting really ineffectively as my character, because I'd just been on the floor and things. And having a monster crew that reacts to that is really, really fun and really awesome, and I like to be the monster who does that for a player, basically. It's a cool way of making the world feel alive to them as well when they go on missions and things. My view on monstering is actually based on something that one of the guys at my very first Sunday session told me, which is, monstering is not about you, it is about making sure the players have fun, that they feel awesome, and that they feel like they're in danger on the mission, but their characters won't die unless they do something wrong, basically. If they run off on their own, if they get separated from the group and nobody bothers to go and help them or whatever, your job as a monster is to make the game fun for the players. And that's a really important thing for me when monstering.
Everybody here wants everybody else to have fun, and we're going to have a really amazing time together. I see it as a sort of collective storytelling experience. I love telling stories. We all come together, we collaborate, we tell the story together, and it goes in some very interesting places. And at the end of it, who knows exactly where we'll actually finish up, but it's a great little journey to take people on. This is our story, and this will be its glorious end.